We are live. We're back again. Thank you for staying tuned with us and coming right back. So sorry about the technical issues. We're so sorry about the technical issues, but we're back and better. Good evening to our guest, Miss Maureen.
Hello, hello. Good evening.
Yeah, like we've learned a lesson this evening. Sometimes you're going around searching for what really isn't the problem when the problem is just right in front of you, looking you in the eyes, and you're not seeing it. So it was a great lesson for us this evening. So thank you everyone for joining and joining right back. So right now, our guest, without wasting so much time, I'd like to just quickly introduce our guest to us. We've already seen her name. Her name is Maureen, right? And her name is Maureen Ojobor, and we'll be introducing her. So good evening, Miss Maureen. Good evening. It's so
Good
nice to have
evening. Thank you so much for having me.
you. And sorry about the
Thank you so much for
technical
having me.
issues again. Yeah. I'm so sorry about the technical issues. It has eaten into
No
your time.
problem.
We
No
we don't
problem. It's
like that.
fine.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. So let me just quickly introduce our guest by reading her bio so that we can get right into it. Right. Maureen Ojobor is an excellent early childhood education professional with over 10 years of teaching experience. She specializes in teaching children to read, especially those with reading difficulties. She is the author of the amazing book Tackling Reading Problems Among Beginners that sheds light on reading problems in children and how parents can help their child who is experiencing reading difficulty. She also authored the Fun Activities for Your Preschooler. That is an ebook which is a much sought after guide to help preschoolers enjoy their childhood. She is the founder of Virtual Academy, an online tutoring platform targeted at Nigerian children in the diaspora to help complement their regular school learning by providing constant personalized support, self-paced, and affordable tuition with global resources. She offers educational consultancy services for schools in the areas of staff training. She is a wife and a mother of four. Can you see
Yep.
all the beauty? All the beauty in, can you see all the glory? Oh my
Hey!
God. And this
Ah,
technicality does not want us to enjoy
millionaire
this
teacher.
glory. This technicality does not want us to enjoy this glory. Oh, please. We are so glad to have you in our midst today. Thank you very
Thank you so
much
much. Thank you
for
for
staying
having me.
through with us and joining us. So now we've read your profile, and I know a lot of people just like, wow, 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 wow. Is this one only one person, this one, that one? What is happening? So please tell us, how did this journey into education start with you? What inspired you to get into the teaching space?
Hey, you should not be expecting one story like that. Anyway, let me just. Okay, so I'll start from. In fact, let me just start. Let me tell you the honest truth. I never wanted to be a teacher. That's the truth. But by the time I got admission into university, I got admission to study geology. In my mind, in my mind, I was like, okay, I'll do geology. Then from there, I'll go and work in an oil company. That was what I was telling myself. But even at that, my dad kept telling me that, are you sure you will not go and read education? Go and read education. Me, I'll be like, who is this one trying to, who are you trying to, why are you trying to patronize me and all that? But he kept telling me that, are you sure you don't want to study education? Why? Why was he always saying that? Because every time I taught my siblings, if they're having exam, okay, fine. Because I was when I was done with secondary school, anytime I taught them when it's exam time, they'll always come out in flying colors. Their results will always be sparkly, right? But I never even thought about it. I never said, oh, I never sat down one day and said, oh, I'm going to be a teacher or anything like that. But then when I went in school and one thing led to another, and I found myself in Department of Education. And when I found myself in the Department of Education, I remember then I was like, oh God, why am I here? I'm here in the midst of, the way education department used to be. Faculty of Education, not department, the Faculty of Education. Is usually filled with old people and all that. For me, I was young then. And then I met one other girl, and I was like, okay, two of us were like the young people I know. But I'm sure there were other young people, right? But it was
Yeah.
just me. I had to make friends with that girl because we're both like age mates and all that. And that was how my journey into education started. I told myself that okay, so since I'm already here, let me just try my best. Let me just try my best to see how it will pan out and all that. And so by the time I finished school, I didn't even have it in mind that I was going to go into teaching. Talk more of early childhood education. In my mind, I was like, okay, even if I'm going to teach, let me teach secondary school. Do you understand? But guess what? The first job I got, my first job after graduation, yeah, I think I'd finished serving then. Okay, because before service, I was teaching in secondary schools and all that. But after service, my first job was the playgroup class. When I got into the class, I was like, wait, what's happening here? Because you see the person that says she's the teacher, she'll be teaching, somebody will be eating, somebody will be sleeping. I'm like, how are they learning? What is happening here? Not until one woman, Mrs. Uche, she was my boss then, she was my direct line manager then. She was not the one taking her time. She can come to my class up to 10 times, or in fact 15 times in a day, in a space of 7:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then she can enter my class up to 15 times. She say, no, Maureen, this is not okay, because then I didn't know what I was doing. I was just I'm saying, okay, I'm teaching them colors. I'll pack plenty colors. She said, no, you won't do that. You have to teach them one. If today you're teaching them color blue, make sure you teach them color blue for the whole week. And then she'll go out. She'll pass again. Say, Maureen, do this. When you're writing their communication book, do it like this. And that was how just this small tips she was giving me here and there. That was how I was able to put one and two together. And then maybe at middle of the term, I think it was at the middle of the term, they sent me for one training like that. And by the end of that session, I emerged as most cooperative teacher. I didn't even know what that meant. What's most cooperative? So I had to go and ask her, like, Miss Tucci, why am I most cooperative? She said, because you are the one that used to do everything I say we should do. You are the first person that will do it. You are the one that used to always submit your lesson plans on time. You are the one that used to do this. If I say this is what we're focusing on, you are the one that will take it up and do it. I was like, eh? So I didn't even know I was doing all that. But in my mind, I was just trying to keep up with her because she's this kind of person that is always up and doing. You will not even know that she's cross 50 because she's always up and doing that. She'll pass my window of my class and say, Maureen, I don't want to see you sitting down on your chair till it's 1. And 1 p.m. is when the children are going home. So
Yeah.
I'll be like, how is it going to be possible? But do you know that because I was always trying to keep up with her, I found myself doing it. Not because I didn't really know anything, but I was just following her lead. And I learned a lot from her. And in fact, I don't even know if she knows, but under her guidance, I became like the best teacher in that school. Because
Wow.
by the time I was leaving that school, so many parents were calling me, Miss Maureen, please, can you take my child private lessons and all that? I was like, no, I can't take your child because I'm already leaving and all that. So that's the story of my journey into education, early childhood education for that matter.
Wow. So how's the journey been from when you started till now? Like, has there been any point in time where you felt, oh, I'm tired of this thing, okay? Or where are you right now? Like you've immersed yourself in it. You've even written a book about the preschool and all that. So can you tell us? You've said how you entered into it and how is it now with you?
When I see compared to when I entered into it, the point where I am now, I don't think anything can take me out of early childhood education anymore. The first time I entered into it, my first experience was one of overwhelm. I was always overwhelmed. That if I go home then, I'll just go home straight, take my bath, eat and sleep. My mom would like, hey, what are they doing in that in nursery school? Why are you always sleeping when you come out? She will never understand because I was always overwhelmed. By the time I do this and do that with the children, I'll discover that I don't even have any energy for myself. So that's how it is. Now, where I am now, at this point in time in my career, I just discovered that because I've walked the journey, I'm able to help other teachers who are going through what I was going through then. I'll be able to see it and say, oh, don't do it this way, because if you do it this way, you burn out. So I'm able to guide, should I call them rookie teachers? I'm able to guide them to say, oh, this is how you should do it, this is how you shouldn't do it, and all that. And where I am right now, I'm very, very, I won't say like Apostle Paul, but I won't say I have apprehended. I have not apprehended, I've not gotten there, but
Yeah.
I know that I'm on my way there. So I'll just keep pushing to be the best that I can be.
All right. Your virtual learning classes, is it for early years or for all ages?
It's actually for all ages, but the class I take, the children I take,
Mm.
right, are strictly, I take strictly early years children. So this is what happens. If a parent reaches out to me and say, oh, I have this challenge, I'll be able to know what teacher to push that child to. But if the parent is telling me that they need help with reading, their children have reading issues, I'll know that, okay, I'm the one that is taking that. I'm sorry about that, please. So I'll be able to tell them that, oh, if your child has a reading issue, I can handle that. But if the child just needs support and the child is not in the early years, I know what teacher that child should be assigned to. So the virtual academy is not strictly for early years. We even have children in middle school. Yes, we have children in middle school. We don't have any child in high school for now, but we have children in middle school and we have children in primary as well.
Okay, all right, that's
Yes.
fine. Okay, so please, along your journey, what has been the challenges or situations that has made you feel like, oh, this journey is safe? Eh? Where is it leading me to? What challenges have you faced along the journey?
I've faced a whole lot of challenges. So I'm going to start from the ones that I cannot control. In fact, most of the challenges I can't control them. Let me, if I'm trying to be honest. The first challenge is the issue of power supply. And that's not something that we can do without, right? Imagine you preparing for a class all day. And okay, maybe because something happened, you know the way Nigeria is. Okay, so there was this time that there was fuel scarcity, and then you know all these people that sell fuel on the road. I had to go and okay, so let me just even get the fuel to use. You will not believe that it knocked my gen.
Wow.
Okay, so I don't have power. I got fear. Let me even use the, but I couldn't still use it. You now be calling parents to say, "Oh, please, I'm sorry," because God, so embarrassing. And there's nothing
Yeah.
I hate. I don't like it. Like I don't like calling a parent to say, please let's reschedule class because my devices are dead. Ah, if I have my way, I'll never do that. But we're still growing. I'm sure we'll get to a point where we'll get inverters and all that. So that's number one, the issue of power supply. Then number two, the issue of subscription for the learning platform, which is Zoom. So before now, it used to be it has always the Zoom subscription price has always been constant. They've never changed their price. But you will not believe that because of the exchange rate, ah, their price is the same. So last year I'm paying, let me not say last year, I think 2021. I was paying like 8,000 something for Zoom. But now I'm paying more than 20K.
Wow. That's
Still
more
that
than
same
twice,
16, still
more than
that
twice
same
the amount.
$16. And then
Wow.
you have a team of people that you have to also subscribe for. So you can imagine that in a month, we're spending nothing less than close to 150 for Zoom subscription. And before it wasn't up to that. So if you have to look for a way, in fact, it got to a point where I said, okay, let's try as much as we can. Okay, because I can't keep saying today I'm increasing the fees tomorrow. It's not, it doesn't make sense because of course the parents, they are also experiencing the same economic down turn that we're experiencing. So I said, okay, let's look for a way to maintain quality, but then let's look for an alternative platform. But the alternative platforms, they are not even giving us what we want. We still have to come back to Zoom at the end of the day. So that's another challenge. Then, apart from that, you talk about the issue of consistency of practice. The consistency of practice. Like, okay, so because Miss Maureen is Miss Maureen, all the parents that have their children with Miss Maureen will not want their children to go to another teacher. And it's not possible that I'll teach your child from, do you understand? So
Yeah.
now I'm just trying to find a way to make the parents know that even in your regular school, you don't have one teacher throughout.
Yeah.
You change teachers every year. So move to this other teacher. This other teacher is capable. This other teacher can do the same things that Miss Maureen is doing. And so it's, I don't know. God is helping us. Sha. We're doing the best that we can. So
Wow.
those are the challenges.
Wow. So you didn't even tell us how you started the virtual tutoring. So we would like to know, how did your family do to start that?
Okay, so let me cut the long story short. I think it was in 2020 when we had the lockdown during the pandemic, and I was in my physical school, and then we had to transition to online learning.
Hmm.
And because I'm Miss Murray, I already know how to do all those things. I don't know. I just have a way. I just know what to do when even if I've not used that app before, if I open
Hmm.
it, you see, like this little episode we had this evening.
Yeah.
When we did the trial yesterday, you're telling me, you are
Yes.
exploring. I open
Yes.
an app and I know what to do with everything. You don't have to come and sit me down and say, okay, this is it. I know everything. So during the pandemic, I discovered that okay, so the problem with teachers in Nigeria is that they don't have laptops.
Hmm.
So definitely they are going to struggle with transitioning to online learning. And I told myself, okay, before then, I already registered for one graphic design course. I learned how to create flyers. I learned how to create landing pages. I learned all those things in that graphic design course before 2020. I think that course was in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. I learned about Instagram marketing. I learned about copywriting, all those skills that I didn't even know that I'll need. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But I just saw the
Yeah.
flyer and it was very captivating. I was like, I would like to learn to do things like this. And that was how I entered that course. You will not believe that in 2020, when we had the lockdown, that lady that organized the course, she reached out to me and said, Maureen, I remember that when we're having this course, you told me that you are a preschool teacher. I said, yes. She said, now the world is on lockdown. Can you teach my child from how to read? I said, yes, of course. Why can't I? I can teach your child how to read. And that was how I got my first client. And that was because I registered for her course before the lockdown. So she already knew about me, not that she saw me anywhere or anything. So then I didn't even know what to charge her. I just said, I'll be able to teach your child. And so that was how I started teaching her child online. Then she now said, Maureen, now that in Nigeria, I think the lockdown was from I can't quite remember, maybe from March till like let's say August. In September, schools were already resuming in Nigeria. She now said, but schools abroad are not resuming. What do you think you can do? I was like, oh, I didn't even think about it. So now this thing I'm telling you, it wasn't as if I sat down on my own to say, let me do this. It was someone that even borrowed me the idea.
Wow.
And when she gave me that idea, I already had skills I needed. What did I do? I sat down. I designed a flyer. If you see that flyer till tomorrow, that flyer is so beautiful. I sat down, I designed that flyer with my phone, and I posted it on Instagram. From there, my sister-in-law saw it and posted it on her stories. One parent from Canada contacted me and said, okay, so if I want to register my child, what do I need to do? I said, okay, you just do your you just pay the fees and then we'll start. And before you knew it, another parent and another parent and another parent, I know in someone's mind, someone will be asking me, how many children do you have after 4 years? I don't have so much children yet, but I can bet you that in a whole month, I don't get one salary. Yes, in a month, I don't get paid once. I get paid up to like 28 times in a month. So I know that the number of children is not so huge. I have just
Yeah.
like 28 or 29 children, but
But it's
everybody
so,
in my team,
yeah.
yes, it's something. I'm not
Because
looking
you're
to,
even virtual. You're virtual. You're not.
yes,
Do you
virtual.
understand?
Yes.
So it's
So
huge
that
progress.
was how we started. Just by me sitting down and creating a flyer and posting it on my Instagram page. And that was how we started. Now I don't even really need to say, oh, this is what I'm doing. My parents are telling other parents because they are seeing results. My
So
parents will be every day. I'll sit down, I'll wake up, look at my phone. Somebody is chatting me. Oh, I got your number from so and so. Please, can you teach my child how to do this, do this, do. So that is how it has been for me, and I'm so grateful to God.
wow, 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 wow. You're just worrying us. Wow. Thank you very much. So now in your journey, can you tell us like the memorable or rewarding moments that you've had, things that have been significant to you along the line?
Okay, so I think I have so many memorable moments. I have so many memories, but let me see which one will I share. So when I'm teaching a child, by the time when I start teaching a child, I'll be looking at this child like, God, when will this child start reading? I know that I used to come out to say, give me your child under 2 months, your child will start reading. I know we used to achieve that milestone, but I still used to wonder, when will this child start reading? And the moment the child starts reading, it just be as if my head is about to burst. I'll even be reminding them, do you remember the first time I used to teach you? these children will now begin to tell me, Miss Maureen, I understand it. I like reading. And this is a child that, for the child to even sit down and concentrate, oh my God, all the willpower in me, because you can't see, you can't touch them, you can't even
Yeah.
say, no, all you are just doing is deploying your communication skills. That's all. So for me to be able to get through to that child and make the child read, ah, I don't know. It used to be as if I'm in heaven. And then when the parents said, yes, that's the feeling I get. So teachers that I'm working with right now started from primary schools. Some of them now finally got jobs that led them to early years. They'll call me and be like, ah, Miss Mo, that's what they call Miss Mo. Miss Mo, I didn't know that this was what I was missing. Because when they get the child to start reading, the joy is on another level.
Yeah.
The time the parents will start telling you that, oh, thank you so much, thank you for helping my child, and all that. It's so, in fact, it's blissful. Then, secondly, the way I'm talking now, if you are listening to me carefully, you know that I'm not communicating fluently enough. That's because I write better than I talk.
Mm.
If I write, you would think that that writing is for the president. I write way better than I talk. And anytime I go for a writing competition and I win, I think I've posted a few on my Instagram page. Oh my God. There's no writing competition that will enter that will not win. So all my writing competitions that I usually win, they are like, in fact, beautiful moments for me. Beautiful
Wow.
moments.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So those are some of
Wow.
the achievements. And then I think maybe when I won best teacher in one place that I worked like that, that was also an achievement that I won't forget in a hurry. Mhm.
Wow. 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 Well done. Well done, Miss Maureen. And see
Thank
you.
you very much.
You that hey, this woman, eh? And you still be doing like, oh, I don't know anything. Oh, I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning. This one. This one.
No, 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 no. As a teacher, you cannot stop learning.
I know. I know that.
Someone called me a sponge. That's how I am always ready to learn, because of course there are people that know how to do it better than you. See, yesterday that we had the trial session, I was still telling you, how do you do this? Because I like learning. I can never know it all. Okay, maybe I'm a
Yeah.
master in my own niche. It doesn't even mean I'm master like that. Someone might still be out there that is better than me. If I see you organizing a training and I can afford it, I'll pay for it to come and learn one or two things. I'm
Yeah.
always open to learn. Always.
Yeah.
Always. Please, I don't know so much. I like.
No, I like that spirit about you. You know, like
Oh.
this conversation is making me like get to know you on a different level, right?
Mm.
And before I'll just see your post and know you from a distance, but now I'm knowing you from a different level, and that is what is making me like, okay, this person that is always eager, Miss OJ, she's there to learn. Like I can remember Miss OJ's conference last year. She said you were the first person to register. I can remember when she said
And
that.
I didn't even know I was the first person. Me, I was just being Miss Maureen.
Do you understand? And Miss Teju again did training. You were there. You gave it your all, despite your other engagements and all that. There hasn't been.
Yeah.
I see like there's no excuse. I just must do this. I just must
Mm.
attain this. I just must. So even before this thing, some of us we have some of all this knowledge, but we are just closing it and all that. Do you understand? Because you mentioned something
Yes,
about
yes.
the graphics, this thing and all that, and
Yes,
wanting
yes,
to
yes.
So all those skills, you've been putting them to practice.
like
Yeah.
like that's one thing teachers need to realize. Teachers need to realize that they can't get better if they are not practicing.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what's happening with my power. Oh my God. They can't get
Yeah.
better if they are not practicing. For you to be a good teacher, you have to be practicing your teaching. For you to be a
Yeah.
good graphic designer, you have to practice. If you compare the flyers I made then to the flyers I make now, there's a big difference. You get better with practice. You get better with practice. You get better with sharing the knowledge that you have. So teachers just need to put themselves out there. All this, I will never understand why teachers will see a training and they will not want to go there. They are considering the money. You're considering how much you pay. Who told you that if you can't afford it and you ask them, oh, please, can you give me a discount? Somebody is ready to give you a discount. But
Yeah.
teachers will not ask. They'll just say, oh, because it's 10,000, because it's 15,000. Let me just first ask, can you give me a discount? No. Okay, can I pay in installments? Me, I used to ask, oh, if I cannot afford it, I'll say, please, can I pay in installments? And they'll say, okay, like, and they'll do it. So please, I don't even know what to say.
Thank you very much. Like, I don't want to keep you any longer because today has been very busy day for you. So please, can you just final words for upcoming teachers? I know you've been
Okay.
tipping it in and here and there along the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the final word, what's my final word for teachers? Please always try as much. I think I have like, let me say two final words. Number one, always try to learn more because in learning, you become a better version of yourself. In learning, you apply yourself. And I'm not talking about learning without doing. Don't go somewhere to learn and then you are not a doer of what you've
Mm.
learned, right? So learn and then practice what you learn. Number two, teachers, my darling teachers, please pay for access. Pay for access. Now, the access that I have to Miss Prince, I paid for it. I'll not see
Mm.
her doing a training and I'll not go and pay for. If she sees that you've paid for a training, there's no way you ask her a question that she will not respond. But teachers, you've never paid anybody anything. You come to their DM. Please, can you give me links to this? Please, can you? Miss Tonia is doing something. Go and pay. When you pay for it, you'll be able to. You come with your full chest and ask her
Yeah.
any question, and she'll give you time. Why? Because you've paid for access. You see that there are what's it called? A group for proprietors, right? There's that group, and then you're asking how to get into that group. Just try and look for one of their trainings and attend. You will see how you have a wider audience. You will be able to give them your flyers. Oh, please, can you help me share and all that. So it's very good one for teachers to run with.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was such a pleasure interacting with you. Hello, Miss Maureen. Are you there? Hello, Miss Maureen. Okay.
Hello. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Yes.
back.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I was just saying thank you. Thank you for your time and giving of yourself. We've learned a lot from
Thank you
you
so
today.
much for having me. I am so grateful that we're finally able to do the show.
Yes, 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 yes. I'm super, super, super grateful to. And I've come to know you better. And little by little, I'll get into your space too as well. Don't worry.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you so much.
always pay for trainings. Don't worry. It's just that right now I'm telling myself that all these trainings you've been paying. You have to start seeing results from everything you've been paying. So that is the point where I am right now. Right. All right. So thank you very much
Mm.
for giving of yourself. Thank you for sharing of your stories. And we've learned so much from you. So without keeping you any further, do have a lovely evening and take care of you.
Thank
All right. So
you.
thank you
Thank you.
everyone for
Thank you so
joining.
much.
You've been listening to Miss Maureen, and she has shared a journey and a story in the education space. This is the Millionaire Teacher Show, where teachers and educators come to share the journey and the stories in the education space. Till we come again your way next time. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, man.